to give people a little time to come in, and like we just kind of bullshit for a little bit, and then like we'll clap once Fudd gets back, and then at some point Ben usually just takes the conversation. And he's like, that's how we're gonna start the show. Welcome to Barely a Destiny show.
All right.
Ooh, no
That
ad.
works.
Yeah.
No ad?
Yeah, I didn't get an ad this time. No, I mean, not on Twitch, not on the show. This is great. Oh, and Scott, I'm throwing around an idea. I think Ben will probably be down, but like once, because like we're going to make some changes after episode 100. And I think what I want to do is have like Gear Dad or Elmer Fudd or Dan or like you know the people that we have on all the time, as they're not really guests, to like be scheduled once a month to be a host on the show and just have like a rotating. And I think it'd be a really cool way that we can like help support our friends' podcasts as well.
Fancy.
I like that idea.
Yeah, should be good. Okay.
Interesting. These wheels in black. They're black with a red side on them. That's pretty dope.
But yeah, I stole the idea from Kind of Funny Daily, Games Daily, because it's like one guy and somebody else, and there's like 3 people that are each on once a week. Stuff like that.
That's cool.
Welcome back.
Thank you. It was really intense.
Everyone's recording, right?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Hold on.
No? Okay. Holding on.
I'm recording now.
All right. All right, let's do this clap. All right. We're doing this clap in 3, 2, 1. Nice. That was a good one.
God, that was a sexy clap.
Hey, Bibbs.
Did you
What's
get,
up, my dude?
Twitter post out and everything good?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Twitter's been out.
For a while. Yeah, yeah, I know.
I told the Twitterverse that we have a crush on them.
Jay, I love you. I miss your face.
Oh, man. So
I love
good.
you too.
That's damn right you do. Don't you forget it.
I can't live
Oh,
without
man.
you, so you won't live without me.
If I can't
So
have you,
lost without you. Oh shit, Fluffy. What are we naming this sub baby?
Oh damn. It's possibly because my wife is sleeping and the kids. Sexy AF.
Hell
Oh
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, full term pregnancy. Damn.
Yeah.
Look at you.
There we go. Twitch baby.
Y'all just had one of them Twitch babies.
Yes, we did.
You guys are adorable.
Do you know who the Twitch daddy is?
Phoenix.
Well, at one point in time, he was arisen, you know.
Oh my god.
Little boner humor for you.
Yep. Oh, if you scroll down to the listener questions.
We
Oh,
keep a high
Gertrude.
class here.
Good God, who's doing that Cosmodrome vodka read? That's intense.
I'll do it this week because I'm drinking bourbon, so I shouldn't have to go pee.
All right, where are these lists of questions?
It's the short one.
I only have the intro up right now because I got a phone.
Spoiler alert, it didn't.
Oh my god. I don't know if we're gonna do it or not, but I threw it in there just in case.
Just in
Just in case.
Don't read the question, but we'll all just have an answer ready. Look, there's also a question here, and we all just answer it.
Oh man.
Yeah, Fluff. It's been fun finding those.
Right. Oh, we're on mute for him. So if you want him to know
Oh, right.
what's up, you gotta type it out.
Right.
Like a heathen.
Oh,
But we
God.
could talk
I was
as
gonna
much.
act- I was
Like
gonna
a
act it
pilgrim?
out.
Yeah. We have to type it.
Damn it.
But since we're on mute, we can talk so much shit.
Right? Oh, do I sit in this fluffy? No, okay, we'll
I'm
set
not
that.
saying shit because I never know who's recording what.
Hey, what's up, Zach? Oh my God, this is why we do a pre-show like this, because it's fantastic. You get to talk to chat, and Elmer Fudd can make sex gestures at Fluffy instead of me this time.
He was in Oh, your time's coming.
Oh
He was in my
God.
stream one time.
Oh, well, I'll
and
be
he was
coming.
muted for like 10 minutes. And I was like acting things out, talking to him.
That's hilarious, man. Thanks for the host, Zach. Appreciate that.
Good job, Zach.
Oh man, yeah. If you want to see, I need to go back and watch the vid from last week to see all the like gestures you guys were doing. I look when I finally noticed. I think Fluffy was going like this.
That's why I took my green screen. I was like, I'm not giving you any fucking ammo.
I messaged Justin the other day, and I was like, "Yo, anti-meta 40." It was like 38-43 or something like that. And he's like, "Is it when Jay said this?" And I was like, "Yes," but he didn't clip it. Oh man, hey Nikki. I
I
was
used to worry
reading.
about all that stuff, and I was just like,
It's funnier.
whatever. Like, no matter what I say, it's going to get
Yeah.
taken out of context.
Zapping
Everybody
nipples,
knows
huh?
how to edit
Fuck.
audio.
That was a good one too.
So, if I have to leave super early, is that
Mhm.
okay?
Yeah, you mean like right now?
Like, probably like right now.
Yeah, dude, that's cool.
My daughter's staring at me like, bedtime, right?
Daddy, I'm hungry.
Well,
Shut up, kid. I'll feed
leave
you.
if you want to leave your recording on and you come back, cool.
Okay.
You'll be like
Yeah.
Ghost Fud. Yeah. Like I don't know how long it takes. Yeah.
Well, it depends on how much chloroform I put in the rag. It
Come
takes
on,
time.
man.
Of course.
Just Benadryl. You don't need to go that far.
Dude. But you can, dude, it's so like you have a stressful day at work, and to just like grab a kid and just like just drag him down.
Benadryl
Oh my god, it feels
in
so
the
good.
NyQuil. Just crush it up. You're good.
No, okay, here's what we should do.
It's coming from a medical professional.
Let's do the intro, and then as soon as you introduce Elmer Fudd, be like, "Hi, I have to go," and then leave.
Okay, I'm done.
Yeah, and then if you come back, you come back.
All right,
sounds
that
good.
works.
Yeah,
I like
sounds
that.
good. Chat, you're getting some inside baseball right now.
If
Yeah.
nothing else.
Yeah.
This is how the sausage is made.
Oh damn.
Ooh.
So,
Mm,
Spoiler alert.
never mind.
it's
You're
people.
staying up late,
Yeah.
kid. I gotta stay.
right.
It's people.
It's
It's people. All right. Go ahead and start it, Jay.
All right, ready?
Episode
All right.
name right there.
Yeah.
Ready? All right, here we go. Welcome to Barely a Destiny Show, episode 92. I'm your host, aka Gear Dad. With me today, we have Xanafan711,
What's up?
Slapshot Scott,
Howdy.
and Elmer Fudd.
hey, what's up, guys? I gotta go.
Bye.
All right. See ya. He really, for the listeners, he really did have to go, but he
Yeah,
was here.
This week was a walk-on cameo.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway.
We'll take a weekend game. Now, if you didn't know, we record this show live around 9-ish Eastern time at twitch.tv/Xanafan711. We realize we are almost an hour late, but that's okay.
Yeah. Or always late. It's whatever.
Always late, but worth the wait.
Ooh, I like that.
Damn right.
Band of the week this week is Ever Elsewhere. everelsewhere.bandcamp.com. The album, The Homes We've Known, is $6 Canadian. They're from Ontario. If you want your band on the show, shoot us an email at barelyadestinyshow@gmail.com or tweet us at barelyads. If you just want to chat or join the community, get in the Discord, where you can also join the clan. There's a channel for it. Wow, that's a lot of stuff to remember. What if I wanted? What? What if I want a one-stop shop? Boom! Hit up the website www.barelyads.com. iTunes reviews, we want them. Give them to us. 5 stars only.
Only 5 stars, and we'll review your review.
Yes, we will.
Yep. Totes.
No new reviews this week, though.
No new reviews.
No.
You have failed, listeners. You failed us. We need those.
I mean, to be
reviews.
fair, you can only give it one, right? So if all
can
our
only give
regular
one.
listeners are giving us one, then
What
what else?
True.
What else can we
It's
have?
true.
We got to be clear about that. It's not every listener who's failing us. It's just the ones who are listening and not giving us reviews.
This is true. Gear Dad left a review. I think he did twice.
Yeah, all the cool kids are doing it, guys. Come on.
Some twice. Some
Do they
people
need
have
to?
multiple iTunes accounts and they leave multiple reviews, and it's fantastic.
I mean, you could be like the guys from Potato Thumbs and review your own show. I mean, that's acceptable too, I guess.
How do you justify giving yourself 5 stars other than the rating of 5 stars for your own show? Was there a Puffy Digits Potato Thumbs review? Did that happen?
There is a 5-star review for Potato Thumbs, and it's from Fluffy Fingers MD.
That's amazing. Who is in the chat and watching the show but on mute, so he can't hear us talking shit about him until he listens to this in a few days when it comes out.
You don't even know.
Right? So, and if you don't want us to talk shit about you, get in here. Come watch the show. We only talk shit about people that aren't here.
So it's your own fault.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so we got a TWAB this week, and I have to say, they may as well have just not even released a TWAB. It was some information about stuff that people figured already. So it's real short. They gave us the winners of the costume contest. So if you want to see who won and the pictures of that, go check it out on Bungie.net. Otherwise, we got some information about Legendary Armor Masterworks, and that's it.
Yay.
So
Tell me
basically,
about this.
there are 3 kinds of Legendary Armor Masterworks: Void, Arc, and Solar. And basically, for each point of Masterwork, you get 1% damage resistance against any non-player combatant using that damage type. So I think it's up to 25 cumulative tiers of Masterwork. So it's 1% for every 2 then, because it's what, 10? Masterwork 10 is the highest.
Yeah.
I think with armor, yeah. I'm not sure if it's the same with guns.
So so then it's 1% for every 2. And if you wear no exotic, you can do a total of 25% resistance against the damage type.
Is it 10 for armor, or is it only 5?
It might only be 5. If it's only 5, then you get 1% for each point.
Yeah, because if it's 5, that would make sense, because total of 25, that would be split 5% for each piece of armor. It'd be similar to the season 1 or year 1 armor that when you masterwork it in a total set, it gives you 25% damage resistance.
Well, this is a little bit different because that's still there, but this is different because it's an element type that you're getting that percent.
Right.
So if you do all void, you can get up to like 25% void resistance, but not in the Crucible. So you can split that up how you want across your 4, because who the fuck is not using an exotic armor piece?
Terrible people, that's who.
And then it works the same way as it did before as well, in which you get 1% damage resistance against any attack while you're in your super, and this one does work in the Crucible. So, and those are together. So if you have a fully masterworked set of armor, and you're doing, like, let's just say for the sake of making it easy, all void, then you're going to have 25% void damage resistance, and 25% increased damage resistance against any attack while you're in your super. And that super damage resistance stacks regardless of whatever element masterwork you have. And the in-super damage resistance stacks with the innate damage resistance of your super. And that's the TWAP. That's literally it. Uh, so, not a whole lot going on. People are pissed that the murder mystery is pretty much really boring. And it's super obvious that they're just trying to give you a quest so that way you can get your Thunderlord a week or two before Black Armory comes out, and there are multiple heavy machine guns. It's the same way they did like when they give us the weapon slot changes a week before Forsaken. I think that's the kind of vibe that I get from this.
They're just trying to give us a preview of it.
Yeah. I don't even know if I finished the first step yet.
It only takes like 5 minutes.
Right. Well, I
Like
figure
you pick it up, and
yeah.
I went to like the EDZ and ran like a public event, and it was done. Like before the public event was done, I was done. I was like, oh, okay.
I forget what I was running for that one, but I've definitely, like, within the first 10 minutes of playing Destiny, I finished it. I was like, oh, that's cool.
Well, I didn't get to play on Tuesday, reset day. So when I did hop on, I think it might have been yesterday even. I picked up the quest, and I had read that people were saying that it was time gated and that only the first step. And they were wondering if it was the daily reset. And when it turned out to not be, I was like, screw it. I'm not going to waste time. Even if it's only 5 minutes at the EZ doing one public event, I'll just get it done naturally by playing what I want to play. And I think I've gotten like 8 pages. So it'll be done by the time the second step opens up next week. I'm pretty sure. What do you guys think about Thunderlord coming back? Are you stoked?
I like it. I think that was my first exotic in Destiny 1, and I love the name. I love the lore around it. And when Ghost Stories did their lore breakdown of all the exotic weapons, I think it was Drop Slash said that was probably the most heavy metal gun in Destiny, from everything, the sound, the look, I forget exactly what the Grimoire card said, but it was pretty awesome. It was just like, and I'm not even a heavy machine gun guy, but every chance I got where I could use Thunderlord, like if it was a arc burn strike, I was going in striker with Thunderlord, and everything was gonna die.
Ooh, if it was arc burn, I was using Sallow.
Yeah, Shallow was the go-to.
Yeah, for sure. What do you think, Jay? Are you stoked for heavy machine guns?
I mean, I'm stoked for heavy machine guns to come back for sure. I mean, it's good to have more weapons in the loot pool. You know, it's something new to play with and see how they screwed it up.
Right? Oh my god, they're gonna be so broken off the bat. I think. I
never used Thunderlord in D1. I didn't use it much. And I had it, but I never really brought it out much. But I mean, it's new weapons. So, and like you said, it's probably gonna come out broken.
Yeah.
Probably gonna be OP as hell, and people won't know how to counter it for the first 2 weeks.
I do. And it's called Ursa Furiosa Mid-Tree Sentinel Super.
Keep
shooting me, dude.
Yeah.
Oh man. I don't know. I don't think once Black Armory comes out, I'm not gonna probably use Thunderlord. It was my first exotic in D1, but I never used it because it was a year 1 version. And I was like, I was super hyped. I'm like, oh, I got Thunderlord. And Ben took a look at it and he's like, don't use that. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, it's not going above like 150 or whatever.
It goes in, you got another 170 or some shit.
Yeah. I was like, damn. Okay. But yeah, so I don't see myself using an exotic heavy machine gun once Black Armory comes out, because a machine gun is a machine gun and it's gonna kill people really quickly from quite a distance anyway. I'd probably rather spend that on a primary or an energy like fighting line.
I mean, my go-to exotic, if we're talking Crucible, usually. Actually, no. Lately, it's been Chaperone. We were talking about this a little bit in pre-show. My go-to exotic has been Chaperone in the Crucible, because you get those great headshots, and it's real snappy and feels great. And there's just a couple times where, like, I get a guy with an auto rifle or a pulse who gets to drop on me from around the corner, and they just start, trying to burn you down, burn you away. You just fucking ADS, bring that scope right down to the head, pull the trigger, and you just hear the crack of the gun, and then you hear the little beep for that kill. You're just like, ooh, that was good. That was really good. Sit down.
Yep. That's the only thing I miss about console is being able to use a slug shotty because the aim assist is clutch
dude,
in those
it's
situations.
Fucking ridiculous. I
On
can't even believe
PC,
it.
you have to have that pinpoint accuracy.
Yeah,
so
that has to be there.
Chaperone is hard to use. It is very hard to use. There is aim assist on some guns on PC with mouse and keyboard, but it's not very prevalent.
Since we're talking about exotics, I'm just gonna put this pro tip out there because I didn't know this. I was running around with the chaperone that dropped at 553, waiting to infuse it up.
Mm-hmm.
Don't infuse your exotics unless you've got a catalyst on them. Go and pull them out of collections because every couple levels they push up another few levels. So unless you're like 600, max level or whatever.
The
Yeah,
tip
just pull
Fluffy
the
gave you
exotics
last
out of
week,
collections.
for sure, for sure.
He was right. That's why I'm saying it because I was like, I wonder. I was running around with a 550 something Telesto, and I was like, oh, that's right. Fluffy told me to do the thing, and I went over and looked. It was like 10 levels higher or something like that.
Yeah.
For free.
Yeah.
Exactly. No masterwork cores needed.
Yeah,
Or,
it's just
excuse me, enhancement course. That's what it is now.
Get
it right.
Actually, now that I think of it, let's do top drops. Did you guys get anything good in Destiny in the last couple weeks?
Ooh.
Since we
Yes,
haven't done it in a
I
while?
did.
What'd you get, Scott?
Let me pull up my Destiny application here on my phone.
Oh, okay. While he's doing that, I only have one, really. And I was pretty hype about it. And, like, this is why I love that exotics are super rare. Is because you get one, and you're like, first you see the, like, white, yellow on the ground, and you're like, oh, shit. And then you run in and you grab it, and it's Actium Warrig, like, happened to me. And I was like, oh, okay, whatever.
This is the worst. Oh, my God.
But then when you see that new thing pop up, you're like, oh, my God. I cannot wait to try this out. I've been hype about it. And I got one. I got my second ever Forsaken Exotic. That's an RNG drop. I got Queensbreaker.
Ooh, how is that?
I don't know.
Yeah,
'cause
have you had a chance to use it?
I haven't had a chance to use it yet. But I like immediately was like, I'm taking this into Gambit because I don't have Sleeper yet on PC. I'm too lazy to do the quest. So, and I do know that guns like that do have aim assist with mouse and keyboard. So look out. I'm going to be shooting people in the head with Queensbreaker. But I do have a question for you guys about it. It has two perks. One is like longer range and impact, and a longer charge time, or like half the charge time for less range and impact. Do you think that half charge time with less range and impact is still going to be a one-shot headshot in Gambit?
I'm gonna say no.
You don't think so?
No, I mean they're already having issues. Like the big issue with Sleeper is you can body shot people with one, or you could body shot people with one, right? So they're probably gonna.
Well, you
that's
can't
probably
do that with
something-
Queensbreakers. You do need a headshot. I know either way.
And maybe it is. I don't know if the short distance one would have. Because I know if it's similar to Destiny 1, they had it set up where one was like a long range mode and the other was like a short range mode. And the short range mode was typically, I think, used for cleanups. Swain would talk about it on Crucible Radio a lot.
Okay. Yeah, because it's like a
yeah,
300 charge time, so it's real short charge time.
You like pop them with a hand cannon or something, finish, or you lead with that and then finish them off with. And I don't remember the exact strategy.
Ooh.
I was
But
to say, wow, you finished with Queensbreaker? Shit, that's ballsy.
Yeah.
Well, Matt, I have to try that in Crucible and like use it as like I use Fighting Lion.
Yeah, it was. I think it was similar to some of the Breach loaded grenade launchers. Like you basically, use it like a shotgun, stick it in their chest, and pull the trigger.
Right. I still need to get that
out.
that Nightfall exclusive primary grenade launcher, the siege loaded one, so I can run my 3 grenade launcher loadout. And I'm gonna do this with once I get the Fighting Lion and Catalyst done, it'll switch to the primary grenade launcher real quick. It's gonna be done. It'll just be like 2 grenades real quick back to back. Oof, that's gonna be dirty.
I did get that a couple of weeks ago.
Oh yeah,
The
I think
Malicious
Narwhal has
Birthright.
it. Yes,
That one? Yeah.
Mhm. Have you tried
It's,
it?
yeah, I was running through the haunted forest with it. I mean,
Mhm.
it's a grenade launcher. It's pretty nice.
Mhm.
It's cool. I didn't even realize it existed. Like it dropped. I was running with my cousins from Nightfall, and I was like, "The fuck is this?" And they're like, "What is that?" I was like, "It's a grenade launcher. That's kinetic." They're like, "Oh my god, you cut the drops." I
Yeah.
didn't even know it was there. I wasn't even looking for it.
Probably super jealous.
Yeah, they were like, "Oh my god." I was like, "Oh, I didn't even know
Mhm.
this was a thing."
Right. All right, Scott, what you got?
All right. So I'm looking here at my top drops, and I think it was last week. It was after work. I was running a little late, so it was like Monday morning or something like that. I get home from work, and I'm like, I'm gonna play my one match at Gambit to get my engram, and then I'm going to bed. Well, from that one match at Gambit, it turned into 3 because I needed 3 for a bounty.
Of course.
And then I leveled up, and from the level up, I got this 580 Hazard of the Cast,
Mm.
and it's the precision frame, so it's like the 450 archetype.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
It's got corkscrew rifling, ambitious assassin, and outlaw.
Ooh. So that's great in
it's-
Gambit.
Yeah, it's great in almost anything except for the Crucible. I mean, I've been using it running around for a bit. I was like, all right, let me see what this is all about, because my buddy Sire has one, and he runs it when we're playing strikes. I think it's pretty good. So I started playing this. Holy shit, man! This, without being like one of the double precision or anything like that auto rifles, this thing is stable.
Yeah, yeah. It's
The
it's
range
like
on
it feels like Uriel's to me.
Yeah, the range on it's pretty good, but the thing that's truly absolutely mind blowing for me is the way this thing handles. The recoil is almost straight up and down.
Oh yeah,
At least
recoil's
the
a
way I've
thing.
been at least the way I've been using it, and it's like you shoot similar to Vigilance Wing, right? Like you shoot at the belt level and let it carry you up and finish with precision damage, and because you finish with damage, that procs Outlaw.
Right.
So when you reload, it's a quick reload, and when you reload Ambitious Assassin, depending on how many kills you have, overflows the mag. So there was one point, I think it reloads with like 34 in the mag or something like that. On average, I'll get 37 in the mag, when I'm going through like your average red bars and stuff like that. Get like 3 or 4 precision kills and then have to reload. But there was one point, and I don't know if this is me not paying full attention, or if the perk is bugged, or if all certain perks are bugged no matter what. But holy crap, man! There was one point where I got something like 47 in the mag.
Oh.
I was clearing
pretty
out a
good.
mob in a strike or something, and then I don't know, like I saw it proc and I reloaded, and I looked over and I said, "Holy crap! Did I just say 47?" But it was more than usual. So I mean, or maybe it was 44. I don't remember, but it was a lot more than what I would usually get. It was like a good 10 rounds. So I mean, this
Yep.
thing is unreal as far as like ad clearing goes. I got a nice the rusted iron shader on it too.
Oof.
Makes it look nice and golden. Like I like the shaders that make my guns look like drug lord guns.
I like to
So,
make all my guns pink.
Hey, I do that too.
So
All the guns are pink.
the callus shaders on a lot of my guns, chrome and white and black with purple. But
Oh, yeah.
this makes this one look real like gold plated.
Like a COD gun.
Not really a COD gun. It looks slightly more gaudy, and terrible. I would say, like like I said, like a drug.
More gaudy than a COD
Say,
gun.
Wow.
That's impressive.
The only other one that I got that I really brag about is the Bygones that dropped for me. I've got 2 of these bad boys, but the one that I've been using lately is it's the adaptive frame, so it's at 390 round per minute,
Right.
full auto.
Ugh.
It's got, and I love full auto. It's high caliber rounds, high impact reserves, and full bore. So it's got a range perk on it.
Yeah.
This is my main gun. I've been using this one as my main gun in everything, raid to Gambit,
Nice.
to even PvP a little bit.
I just
Raid.
want
The
outlaw
other one
kill
I-
clip on one of those bad boys.
Dude, I've got one that's got Headseeker and Kill Clip on it, and I put counterbalance stocks on them. I think the difference is this one has high caliber rounds, the other one doesn't.
Hmm.
But they're both. I mean, Bygone's a fantastic pulse rifle. I love pulse rifles to begin with, but I mean that's a fantastic.
Yeah, Bygones
So
is good.
I would definitely recommend that to anyone looking for a good pulse rifle. But those are my two. I think those are my two top drops so far. I'm sure I have other stuff in the vault that I forgot about because I've been running that leveling strategy where you only take with you your highest weapons that you're going to use, and then everything else should be dropping a solid 5-6 above, no matter what. You guys wear that?
No, I haven't heard about that. But I'm like,
Wait,
I'm
what?
real close to 600 anyway.
Yeah. So there's this trick that shout out to my clanmate Big Bear. He told me about this. It's something he noticed just in his own leveling up, his Titan. Basically, what you do is you only carry your high level gear with you. So if it's not of your current light level or power level, whatever we're calling it these days, put it in your vault. So you're either putting it in your vault or you're shredding the gear. You're not keeping anything. So you're carrying like your one kinetic weapon or your two kinetic weapons, in my case 580 plus, and you only carry your armor that's, whatever your current level is. So in my case 580 plus. Everything else either gets shredded or goes in your vault. So if you get a good roll on some armor or something like that, but it's like 550, you toss it in your vault, and then you go out and do your weekly powerful gear drops. And usually, because sometimes it would drop like 2 to 3 levels above, and it wouldn't help, especially when I was at the point where it was like that like hump to get over 560.
Yeah.
It was rough, and I was only getting 2 to 3 levels each time. And so I ran a couple strikes with Barrett. He basically said, like, put everything in your vault, because it doesn't just average the level of what you have equipped. It averages the power level of everything you have in your inventory. So I was carrying stuff that was like 500. Then I'm like, I'm going to infuse it. Like my Trust hand cannon was like 525. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to definitely level this up the next thing I get. But I was always out of master. So he's like, no, throw that in your vault. He's been telling everybody that we play with to do this, and it seems to be consistently working. I'm not 100% sure of the statistics, but
Damn, that's crazy.
See,
dude,
I thought it was still. I thought they said when D2 first came out that like you just have to have your highest
they're
level
weighing
thing
everything, right?
on you. So like, and that's been the case for me, and I've still been getting higher drops. Like.
I mean, I'll still get the occasional one that is, like a high level, but I mean like 4 or 5 levels above. But like if I put everything in my vault and run the highest, like basically max out my power level as high as I can get it, my good gear or not, like just max it out, drop everything else in the vault so my entire inventory is open, and then basically like delete all the lower level stuff that comes in via engrams or whatever like that. When I go to turn in rewards, or when I get a high end, like a powerful gear reward, in some cases, depending on what activity you're doing, it drops 5 to 10 above. Like I did Dreaming City stuff for the first time a couple weeks ago, and I used this method. The power level drops were like 10 above. The raid, I think 560 something. I had stuff dropping at almost 580. It was nuts.
Well, that's because they're harder activities. You're gonna get higher level
Yeah.
drops from Dreaming City
That
and
one's
the
a-
raid
Oh no, it's
than
definitely
other stuff
gonna-
like that too, because it's a harder activity.
It's definitely. I mean, the activity definitely makes a difference. But like I said, I don't know if it's the same for everyone. If it's just me. If it's like one of the the placebo effect. But it seems to have been working for me, and I've been running with Gray Fox and Sire trying to get them leveled up, and they've been doing the same thing, and they've been like Sire jumped like 10 levels in a week. So
Well, I can't test this because I'm at the point where if I get a higher power drop, it's 600. It's like I'm real close.
yeah, I'm at like 580. I just cracked 580 with my good gear like last night. So if you're having trouble leveling up, give it a shot. See what happens.
Yeah, it's definitely worth a shot.
Yeah, why not? Try it out.
I can't do it though because I have I got the horror story, so
Yeah.
that just throws off all my drops. Like everything just drops super high because you have a 600 gun.
Yeah,
It just throws everything off. So
Oh yeah, boost the average.
yeah.
yeah, big time.
What'd you get, Jay? Anything good this week? The last couple weeks?
Let's see here. last week, my raid team on Friday nights, shout out to Gladys.
Fuck yeah.
We finally went into the raid. And
yeah.
after the first encounter, I got a Nation of Beasts.
Ooh.
And it has Outlaw and Rampage. So
Is
it's
that
not the
like-
curated.
Ooh.
That's not the curated role. But
No, but that's still really good.
pretty good.
For
pretty
PvE
good.
especially.
Yeah.
I love that gun. I love it a lot.
Yeah, it feels good. It's like
Mhm.
it's super, super crispy.
Yeah.
And then I got another right side of Wrong Pulse Outlaw kill clip.
Oh,
I've never got
fuck
that
yeah.
bygones, man. Like you guys, everyone talks about it. I'm like, I've never seen this thing.
Dude, if you can get to rank 12 Infamy, you can get
Mhm.
one with full auto and kill clip. I'm at
Yeah,
rank like 11 and a half right now. Like, so tonight when I'm grabbing my fire team and I'm like, we're gonna grind Gambit till my fucking eyes bleed. I want that pulse.
Yeah,
It's
you
triple
can.
tonight, right? It's triple all weekend, so
Yeah.
Triple Infamy. Yep.
Mhm.
might as well.
Um,
And when this comes out, it'll probably be over. But yeah, the
Yes, it'll be past the fact.
Yeah.
Hopefully you got it.
the role he's selling, which I think is also the role you get when you hit that. I guess it's level 12. You'll just get it automatically. Is not bad. It's not a bad role. So, but also shout out to Ursa Furiosa. I think Fluffy mentioned it at one point, but we were playing doubles, and in the final round, I think we were up like I don't know. We needed one more to win, and I got my super. I had my super at the very beginning of the match. I got 5 supers in one round of doubles, and Fluffy was just following me around. So like I'd pop my super. They were so dumb that they kept shooting me. I dropped a shit ton of orbs, so Fluffy would get his super. Then he'd use his super to wipe them. Then I would have my super again when his ran out, and I got 4 or 5 in one
That's
round
so-
of doubles.
Fucking dirty, dude. Oh my god.
So dumb.
That's
I
insane.
think we had like 12 kills together. It was like 12-0 for that match.
Did you guys get any like hate mail or anything after?
No, I have yet to get any hate mail from Ursa, and it's driving me nuts because I'm like, I just got 4 or 5 supers in a row, and these people are not sending me hate mail. What is wrong with the world right now? I never get hate mail on PC. And I run the like most trolly loadout in the world with Fighting Lion and Ursa Furiosa.
Yeah, I
and
don't know if I want that or One-Eyed Mask more because they're both just like so
I want One-Eyed Mask
fucking
because
powered, man.
I heard a great thing today on a podcast. I can't remember which one, but what you do is you start Crucible wearing One-Eyed Mask, and then when you get your super, you swap to Ursa Furiosa. And-
Oh my god.
and then you get your super a bunch of times, and if they kill you in your super, you swap back to One-Eyed Mask. so
so
dirty.
dirty.
Titans have the best exotics in the game right now, and I love it. And I honestly feel bad for Hunters a little bit because Wormhusk got nerfed, and I don't see a problem with them reverting back to the original Wormhusk at this point. With
I never had a problem with it in the first place.
they
It
were
was one of
just
those
like, well, it was just a like runaway mechanic. Like the only problem with it was that you could be winning your gunfight, and they would dodge, get their health back, and come back out, and you're low health, and so they could kill you real quick, or just completely get away scot free.
Yeah.
I still think it's a good exotic. It starts the like health regen. So if you dodge behind something, and they can't shoot you anymore, then you're gonna get full health back.
Yeah, you're
real
regenning
quick.
already, so,
Yeah,
yeah.
so it's still good. It's still a viable exotic. It's just not as good as it was. You know what I mean?
I mean, what exotic are most hunters running nowadays? Anyways, isn't it like Shards of Galnor or something?
Yeah, if they have shards, they're running shards. Because same thing with Titans. If you have Ursa, you're running Ursa. I mean, I still want Heart of Immos Light because that thing is also broken. But yeah,
See, I still haven't taken off my armamentarium. I'm gonna go to Azure this.
that's because
Yeah,
you
but
haven't
we'll see.
gotten any of the Titan exotic armor yet. Every piece
None
of
of-
Titan exotic armor is great from Forsaken.
None of them really. Oh, I mean, other than Mask of the One-Eyed Man or whatever it is.
One-Eyed
the
Mask?
One-Eyed Mask. Yeah. Other than that one, there's not really any that apply to Sunbreak. Is what
I mean,
play, like,
Scott,
95%
if you get
of,
Ursa
so.
Furiosa, I can guarantee you're gonna try it, and you're gonna
You'll
enjoy it.
switch over.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna try it, but it's not gonna be like.
Once you get 3 supers in a row, you're gonna be like, Oh shit! And it's the easiest thing in the world because you just throw your
Yeah.
shield up and you walk forward, and you're
But it's a
walking
shield
forward
super.
faster.
I like blowing things up, man.
No, but this is what I'm saying. Like, this is what you're not gonna understand. Like, listen to me for a second. You throw your shield up and you just walk toward the bad guys, and then when you're close, you hit them with their shield, and then you can, if they run away, you throw your shield at them, and then you keep walking forward. You get like 1 or 2 kills. They keep shooting you. You immediately get your super back. You find more dudes, and you do it again. Like, you can get 6, 7, 8 kills easily, and like they can't kill you as long as there's no one behind you. They just can't kill you. So you just keep walking forward, keep pushing them back into a corner, and it's really dumb. Completely
Sounds like
fair and balanced. They don't need to nerf Ursa. They really,
That
was-
sounds like a lot of work, man. I would rather just,
you
you know,
a lot of
crackle
work.
ham-
So easy.
It's a lot of work. I'd rather just crackle hammers, wipe a team, and then like slide shotgun into them again and get my super back through pump action, and then crackle hammer them again.
All right, just get once you get Ursa and you try it out, report back. I can guarantee you your mind is going to be changed. So
Yeah, when I first heard about that Ursa for Eurosa, I was like, okay, this sounds super cool, but when would you ever really use this? And like I was sitting there thinking about it, and I never thought about doubles until Fluffy mentioned it last week. And I was just like, oh my god, if it's doubles, they're not gonna flank. There's two of them are gonna be sitting in front of you, and you're just gonna walk forward the whole time, and you're just gonna fucking murder these people. That's exactly what you guys did. It's
Yeah.
just so, it's so dirty, dude. Oh my
it's
god.
really good in control too, and
Yeah, I
comp.
bet.
It's amazing in comp. I actually don't use them in PVE. Like, not at all. It's rare for me to throw on Ursa in PVE. And the only time I do is like in the raid on the first encounter, so that I can buff my teammates over and over and over again. You know, like pop your super, she shoots you a bunch, you kill her, you like the door's open, you go hide in the thing, your super runs out, you get another super, you run back out, you punch one time and it kills every freaking scion in the middle right there real quick. And you're and I told my team, actually I run in that encounter, I run not Ursa, I run the Doomfangs because with the mid tree, so that way I can get my super back over and over. Because with your melee with Doomfang, you get your super back with melee kills, void melee kills. So when you're killing 15 scions with one punch with void detonations, you get your super back immediately. You can use your shield to increase the damage of your teammates. Go ahead in the door, do it again. I've gotten like a super every single round in that first encounter in the raid. It's fantastic. Sentinel, it's a sleeper. People need to try it out. Yeah, we do have one off Destiny topic this week, and we're gonna throw it back. We're going to talk about if they ever made a video game movie, how would we make it? And this time, I think the last time we did it was probably Mass Effect in like episode 9. We're gonna do Pokemon Red and Blue. Live action, because there's been cartoons, but
Live action.
live action.
Live action.
So y'all know the story. You get your Pokemon. It's Blastoise, Squirtle, or Charmander, and you go around to the gyms, and Team Rocket's trying to stop you the whole time and steal your Pokemon, and then you beat all the gyms. Turns out the final gym leader, Giovanni, is the head of Team Rocket. So you got to deal with that, and then you fight the Elite Four, and then you're a Pokemon god or whatever. So story is basically pretty simple, but who do you guys think would be a good Ash? Who'd make a good Ash Ketchum?
So we need somebody who's like whiny.
Can I say
A
Ryan
little-
Reynolds?
A little whiny. I mean, well, Ash is like a kid. He's like 13
he's
or
a kid,
14,
yeah.
you know?
Oh, we got to go child actor with this.
I think Ryan Reynolds would make a good Brock, though.
Yeah, that would work.
Mhm.
ScarJo as Misty.
Ash, I don't think Misty is supposed to be all that attractive.
You want to just you want to ugly.
Also,
her up a little bit?
redhead. No, Emma Stone, I think, would be a good Misty.
Don't.
You just said not that attractive.
I know, but Emma Stone is a redhead, and
All right, it's fine.
I don't know.
Hmm.
Ash, this is a tough one.
What if we just went like full off the wall and did like Macaulay Culkin?
Macaulay
not-
Culkin?
Not
What?
like modern Macaulay
Let's say
Culkin.
today's
like,
Macaulay Culkin.
No,
Oof.
like Home Alone Macaulay Culkin, but with like one of those crazy like Dragon Ball cosplay wigs with the spiky hair.
Mm.
You know?
I was thinking the curly-haired kid from Stranger Things for Ash.
He looks like that. Did you guys
Dustin?
see the mashup? Yeah.
The one that everyone thought didn't have teeth.
Yeah.
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 I think that
Did
might
you
be
guys
good.
see the mashup somebody did with him and Dart? And they did a Pokemon mashup with him and Dart. It was on Twitter.
I did not. No.
It got like 1 million fucking shares. It was pretty awesome. It was basically him dressed up like Ash from Pokemon, and his like Pokemon was Dart, which was I thought it was the artwork was like dead on. I mean,
I gotta look that up. That sounds awesome.
It was pretty hilarious. But yeah, that was I actually like that. What about the kid from the Goonies?
Which one?
I'm trying to the main kid. I can never remember his name.
Samwise Gamgee, the guy that plays Samwise in Lord of the Rings.
Rudy from Notre
Rudy.
Dame?
Yeah.
The younger kid, not the one whose like older brother is
Is
like, has to
Thanos?
follow him and stuff. No. Oh yeah, his brother is Thanos. You're right.
Yeah,
isn't
that
he?
is.
Holy
Isn't that
shit.
Samwise?
That's ju-
Yeah, that's
holy
Samwise.
shit.
Yeah. I can't remember his name right now, but
Holy crap, that's hilarious.
Sean Astin?
yes, that's it.
I'm
You
guessing.
got it. No, that's right. I know that's right for sure. I don't know. He'd be all right, I think.
What
I
about the
don't
kid
know.
from oh god, what's the name of that movie? I See Dead People? What the hell's that movie?
Oh, yeah.
The Sixth Sense.
Sixth Sense, there you go.
Haley Joe Osment. Yeah.
There you go.
Yep.
I don't know.
Are we time traveling? Are we trying to make this movie?
I don't know any like modern kid actors, man.
I
I
know.
mean, why not?
Yeah, that's the
I'm
problem.
totally lost.
Ash. Wow. I don't know.
So if Ryan Reynolds is gonna be Brock,
What if we change it up and make it a female Ash, Ashley Ash, and use what's her name? I don't know her name, but she's the new Sabrina, and she's the daughter in Mad Men. She's a fantastic actress. You know what I'm talking about?
No. I'm thinking something totally different when you said Mad Men. I'm thinking, who's the one with the really red hair from Mad Men? She was on Firefly way back
Joan?
in the day. Yeah, I'm thinking of her, and
Oh,
I'm thinking
man.
of her as like, or not Ash, Misty. And all I can picture is like her character from Firefly.
Oh my
and
gosh.
it's
That
I won't get
character in
into it on the show,
Firefly
but yeah.
is like
Yeah.
it's pretty sexy because like she's so manipulative and sneaky, and
It was hilarious
yeah,
because
it's great.
didn't she come back and
She tricks Mal into marrying her.
yeah,
right?
and
Yeah.
he was like
Yep.
he
Yeah.
was like she came like somebody came to get him and he was like handcuffed to something. I'm trying to remember the episode. It's been years since I've seen it. I need to get my
I got the
my
the
box set out
the
again.
15-year anniversary box set thing. For
Yeah,
Firefly.
I got that for Christmas last year. I got to
It's
get
pretty
it out
dope with the
'cause-
like cards and stuff. It's awesome.
yeah. It's dude, it's such a good series, and that's
Mm-hmm.
like I started thinking about when you said Mad Men. I'm like, oh man, what about the redhead from Mad Men? And I can't remember her name, Christina something.
Yeah, I don't even know.
I have no idea. I gotta look. I'm gonna have to look. It's gonna bug me, but yeah, it was like I was thinking of that, and I'm like, yeah, but I think she's too old to be Misty. I think she's like in their 30s, I want to say, and Misty is not supposed to be as old as that.
I mean, we have Ryan Reynolds, so.
Yeah. You know,
Yeah.
Tom Holland might be a good Ash as
Could be
well.
true.
Oh, there you go.
Tom Holland,
Fuck it.
Spider-Man.
Fuck
Yeah.
it, just give it to Tom Hardy.
No, Tom Hardy would. Tom Hardy.
Everything else is Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy would make a good Giovanni, the like leader of Team Rocket and the 8th gym leader.
Oh, that'd be great.
You know,
that's funny.
him or Vin Diesel, I think, for Giovanni.
Vin Diesel, yes, that's what we need. He just needs to be like, hey. You know, I don't know what he would say. I'm blanking here. This is what I get when I try to multitask. I'm trying to look up names of the actress that I was just talking about,
Right.
and also do a Vin Diesel impersonation.
Right.
It's not good.
Well, here's another important thing we need to talk about. Do we do Jesse and James in this movie, or do we leave them out? Because they're not in the original Pokemon game.
I think for the purposes of a movie, if we have them going and he's just going to be going from gym to gym, it's probably easier to leave him out because then it's just like, okay, here's one fight, then on to the next one, and
Maybe
on to the
put him
next
in-
one.
The only
Put him in
reason
his,
I
like,
think
the
that
final fight.
the only reason I
and
think
spin
they
it
might
off.
be useful is because it gives you an antagonist throughout the thing, and then finally by like you have the shadowy figure that they're talking to the whole time about like trying to steal this super special Pikachu, you know, and then Ash gets to the 8th gym and he has to like fight off Jesse and James one more time, and then you finally realize that the shadowy figure, their boss, is the 8th gym leader Giovanni, aka Vin Diesel. We're going with Vin Diesel, right? Not Tom Hardy for Giovanni.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so. I
agreed.
think that fits better.
I've never seen him in a bad guy role. I think that'd be great. Vin
Well,
Diesel?
Wasn't he technically in a bad guy in the original Fast and the Furious?
No.
Really?
Yeah,
He
he's
was,
not
like,
the
the head
bad
of
guy.
gang.
No, the bad guy in the original Fast and the Furious is what's his name? Brian in the movie. I can't remember. He's Paul.
Paul Walker.
Yeah, Paul Walker is
Yeah.
the bad guy.
Really? I thought it was supposed to be Vin Diesel because he was the guy. He was like the head of the gang that was stealing. That was using
Yeah,
these,
but
like,
Vin Diesel's the protagonist, so it's the same vein of like the Punisher, where he's like a bad guy, but he's not the bad guy. You know
I
what I
thought
mean?
Paul Walker was the protagonist because they didn't follow Vin Diesel for the entire movie.
It's totally Vin Diesel.
I'm gonna need to
I
watch
don't
this
know.
movie again.
I was too busy watching the fucking cars anyway.
Because
Yeah,
Paul
exactly.
Walker's trying to catch Vin Diesel, and you're rooting for Vin Diesel the whole time. You know, you don't want Paul Walker to succeed. You want Vin Diesel
I
to
was
get
rooting
away.
for the Charger personally.
You mean the You mean the GTO?
No, the Black Charger.
You mean the
Never
GTO?
had your car.
No, the Black Charger.
Whose car is that?
It's the Black Charger at the end of the movie.
Are you talking about Vin Diesel's car? Because that's a
Yeah.
GTO, my
It is
dude.
not a GTO.
It's a
do you know?
GTO. It's a
Are
GTO.
we doing this?
I
Are
can
we doing
guarantee
this?
it, dude.
I think it was a Pontiac,
All
man.
right.
Dude, it's a fucking GTO.
I'm
I
posting
swear to
this
you.
right now. Because this is a 69 Charger with a blower on it. I would know a 69 Charger anywhere.
Totally a GTO. Chat, what do you
No.
got? Is it a GTO? Is it a Charger? Because I'm pretty sure it's a GTO.
Uh,
I'm like 99% sure it's a
Mm.
GTO. Anyway, we're supposed to be talking about Pokemon.
Charger. This is what happens with me. You know? Yeah. Fast and the Furious Dodge Charger.
What? No. No way. Where's my mouse?
That's the Camaro.
I'm watching this movie again. That does it.
I mean, okay, so it was a 70 Dodge Charger RT.
Okay, he's right. It is a Charger. What the fuck? When? All right. Scott wins this one.
I'm raising the roof right now, guys. I'm doing the what's the dance, the selling dance.
I don't know. No one can tell because you're riding
Yeah,
a
I'm a
bird, holding an
no,
American
this week
flag, and
yeah, this
flying
week-
away
this week
from
I'm
Mount
riding a bird.
Rushmore that's exploding.
This week I'm
All right, but anyway,
Or riding.
are Jesse and James in this movie? Do we want them?
I would say throw them in at the last minute, like the
Let's
last
say-
encounter, and then they're just like, because every movie turns into a trilogy these days, anyways. So they're just like at the end when when Ash is fighting the main boss, like maybe he beats Giovanni, but the other two like they decide to get away and they swear revenge. That's the next movie that
Well, it would be more like Team Rocket, Jesse and James are trying to stop Ash throughout the whole movie, and their boss is Giovanni, the final gym leader.
I thought we were going with the original story of Pokemon. We were just going to the gyms, and at the end you have to.
Well, that's
fight
what I'm
the
saying.
trainers.
That's what I'm saying is that they're not in the original Pokemon game, but they're in the cartoon and they're in yellow. They changed the original Pokemon game in yellow to add Jesse and James, because you do get stopped in the original game by like Team Rocket minions along the way. So if you make the minions Jesse and James every time,
Okay.
you know.
So if they show up and then show up for the final fight.
Yeah, and then you find out at the end in the final fight that Jesse and James have been working for Giovanni, who you now have to fight. Is that a good call, or do we want to like just leave them as like generic minions?
I would say put it in.
Put it in. All right, then who are we
Yeah.
casting as Jesse and James? That's the thing. James is very flamboyant, but he's not gay. And
So
they're kind of both very flamboyant.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of like an over-the-top male and female actress that would like do really well with those roles. And I'm
Yeah.
drawing a blank.
They're very glam as well.
very glam.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm
Like Ryan
immediately
Seacrest?
I'm immediately thinking Tom Hardy again because of his because of his role in Rock and Rolla.
Oh, that's true.
Oh man. But Jesse. That's the tough one. Who's who would actually make a great? I think would make a great Jesse is Melissa McCarthy.
She
She doesn't look necessarily like you would imagine Jesse to be, but I think she could pull that off.
Melissa McCarthy, huh?
Yeah.
We can pick anybody we want. We're gonna go with Melissa McCarthy.
Well, what's your suggestion, Jay?
I don't know. Oh, God.
I don't know, man.
I don't know, man.
I'm
I'm
still-
lost in this.
I'm still lost in Google, and I just found out that apparently the Dodge Charger from that we were just talking about from the Fast and the Furious does not have the one that they sold at auction recently does not have the Mopar high performance V8 engine that it should. It's got a Chevy 350 in it, which is like fucking sacrilege to any car person. Fluffy would know about this, so why?
He's not here.
No. And he
Maybe-
can't hear us. Sad.
What's her name? Kristen Wiig? Would Kristen Wiig be a good Jesse?
What was she in?
Bridesmaids. She's an SNL Saturday Night
Yeah,
Live
look.
person.
That'll work.
Bridesmaids. She's in Ghostbusters, the new one. She's in a lot of stuff.
Oh, and just for clarity, Vin Diesel drove a Pontiac GTO in the movie Triple X. That's what we're thinking about.
That's the one. Yes. Okay, that was definitely.
There's totally a
And there was a
GTO
Charger.
in at least one of the Fast and the Furious movies, right? No,
No.
I don't know.
there might be a
think so.
Charger every
I think
time.
that's where I know that's where I got confused. I was like, oh yeah, that's Triple X. That's
I
what he did.
lost track after the second one. They fucking wrecked that Camaro and the Challenger rather. It's like, all right, fuck this franchise. You let the Mitsubishi Eclipse or the Mitsubishi. Yeah, it was like an Evo and an Eclipse. They let those live, but they wrecked the two classic muscle cars. I'm like, you need to strap yourself to a bomb and just detonate it.
All right, so
They knew who their target audience was.
right.
Yeah, pretty much, man.
So
It's hilarious too reading about those cars because half of them weren't even actually built. They just kind of like made them look cool for the movie.
Yeah, they're just like frames. They're towing them with a cable or some shit.
Yep. That's why he's shifting like 100 times. There's like 12 million gears.
man. All right, so are we going with Kristen Wiig for Jesse?
Sure.
All right, and then who did we settle on? James? Is that what? Are we going Tom Hardy for James, or are we going somebody else? Ryan Reynolds.
What if we went Conan O'Brien?
I'm in. Conan
there
O'Brien.
you go.
Yes.
What if we went Conan O'Brien?
All right, I'm down with that. So it's Kristen Wiig and Conan O'Brien as Jesse and James, and Meowth is the only Pokemon that has an actual voice. So who are we? Who are
Well, that
we
was
casting as the voice of Meowth?
Gilbert Gottfried.
Yes, exactly.
Gilbert
That's exactly,
Has to
Gottfried?
be Gilbert Gottfried.
that's exactly who I was gonna say.
Has to be Gilbert Gottfried.
Oh man.
Now here's the other thing. Do we want to
That's
do
bad.
we want to keep it classic, or do we want to do a spin on it and give various like important Pokemon voices, like Pikachu? Is he gonna get a voice, or is he just gonna be Pikachu?
No, they don't say anything. They don't like. I mean, unless you're
Yeah, but
planning
it's a
on
live
doing like,
action movie.
unless you're planning on doing like
stuff.
what Vin Diesel did for Groot in Guardians of the Galaxy with every single Pokemon, where they say just their name over and over in different like tones and like camber, then cool. But like
I could see it either way, man. Like, you get somebody who's real.
The only person the only one that I think really matters would be Pikachu, but like.
Well, that's the other thing too, is like in these movies where there's just masses of like unnamed, like side characters or something like that. In order to make them important, they give them like a backstory and a voice, so they give them personality. You can make Squirtle sound like a sea captain.
Oh my gosh.
Or like Pikachu
Sound
gets
like
the
a sea captain.
yeah,
Oh,
he gets
man.
he gets the treatment like the sea captain from The Simpsons, or
Oh man.
Squirtle.
Which just gives me an idea. I think we should make Meowth. I think we should make Meowth Johnny Depp.
no, he's got to be Gilbert Gottfried because he's
Yeah.
loud and obnoxious and kind of rude.
I can't
So,
picture Gilbert
love-
Godfrey doing any voice acting for a role other than like Iago.
I'll say he's Iago.
I'm
man.
immediately
But
thinking
it's
Iago, not
basically
Meowth.
that- Well, okay, then let me ask this question: what are we rating this Pokemon movie? Are we going with a G rating, or are we gonna make it like?
PG, so they can throw in a couple
I was gonna
dams.
say, go in R and just let him.
R,
Obliterate everybody. Just
rated
fucking
R
destroy
Pokemon
people.
movie. Oh my God, blood
my God, I would
everywhere.
Make it gory as hell.
I would actually go watch.
When a
an
Pokemon,
R-rated
instead
Pokemon
of
movie
fainting, they
because-
actually die. It's like the Pokemon battles are to the death. Oof.
This just got dark.
And they just get like turned like inside out and shit. Yeah, man. Just
Oh my God.
that's the only thing that's gonna bring adults to this movie.
What was
telling
the
you
name
right
of
now.
What was the name of the one that wore like a skull on his head? It
Cubone.
was like yeah,
Cubone,
yeah.
yeah.
He actually has the voice of the Lord of Bones from Game of Thrones.
Oh my
The
God.
the guy from I think it was like season 4 or 5 that wears like an actual skull on his face as a mask. Pretty fucked up.
Oh man. All right, so we got Kristen
Intense
Wiig.
ass movie.
Kristen Wiig is Jesse. Tom Hardy is James, and Meowth is Gilbert Godfrey. Are we deciding Tom Holland is Ash? Is that what we're going with for Ash? Tom Holland,
Yeah, that sounds good.
Spider-Man. All right.
Can
And
we
then
have the guy who does SpongeBob SquarePants do Pikachu but with the same voice?
SpongeBob? Sure, why not?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say it's
Yeah.
Pikachu. All right.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's a woman.
Hey man, woman, whatever. I'm as long as it's the SpongeBob SquarePants voice for Pikachu, because
Right.
I feel like that's what he would.
And then we got Brock is Ryan Reynolds, and then Misty is Emma Stone, and Giovanni is Vin Diesel. I like it.
Christina Hendricks was the actress I was trying to figure out, by the way. Who was
For-
in Firefly and Mad Men? The one with the
Oh,
red hair.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A welcome addition to the movie.
Yes. We're gonna make her the grass gym leader.
Which
So.
one was that one?
I don't know. Not really important to the story.
I don't know. I don't know any of their names.
Yeah. So that's if we were to make a Pokemon live action movie, that's how it would go. So
It would probably do really, really bad.
oh, probably. but it was fun to talk about, even if we diverged into Fast and the Furious repeatedly. um, so let's get into some of these listener questions. But first, these listener questions are brought to you by Cosmodrome Vodka. From your favorite distillery in the cosmos, Cosmodrome Vodka is proud to present Minotaur Mediterranean Mango Vodka. Oh boy, was that a tough one to produce. Our scientists determined that sleeper stimulant was the fastest way to combine the Minotaur eyes and mangoes, but the gun doesn't contain enough ammo anymore. Quite by accident, we forgot that the manufacturers adjusted the specs on Sleeper. We blame bitchy guardians who have no lives. So instead, we dusted off an old friend, the Fighting Lion. Every guardian who completed shit in the Festival of Lost received one, so why not use and abuse it? With a masterworked reload perk increasing our turnaround time, we simply aimed the lions, loaded them with mangoes, and launched them into the haunted forest in the hopes of hitting the many minotaurs in there, subsequently killing them and combining the mango with the eye. Unfortunately, all of our testers have potato aim, and approximately 34% of the mangoes hit the Invincible Knight. To put simply, we have a lot of openings in our resource collections department now. The department has steady pay and great health benefits. Guardians, so come join us. Hold on, Laszlo called us. What's that? No health benefits because Guardians get resurrected by their ghosts? What about non-Guardian employees? Oh, I see. Blanket statement, company-wide, no health insurance. Well, we blatantly lied. Over 40% of our employees. Shit happens. What's that, you asked? Hey, Cosmodrome Vodka. What's so Mediterranean about this vodka? Good question. Small speck in the universe. The answer? Absolutely fucking nothing. We just love the idea of alliteration in our vodka names, along with our unabashed love for the taken anus. Seriously, send psychological help. It's bad. Look for Minotaur Mediterranean Mango Vodka on shelves near you once we rehire most of the resource collections department. We're positive some suckers, we mean lucky applicants, will join us soon. In the meantime, Guardians, remember, in Cosmodrome, New Mexico, pizza loves Chuck. Thank you, Cosmodrome Vodka.
That's awesome.
We appreciate the sponsorship. All right, so let's get into these questions. The first one from Gorilla Golf. If you could have one animal ability as a defense mechanism, what would it be? I would choose the ink spray from an octopus. What do you guys think?
Ooh. A defense mechanism?
Defense mechanism. I'm honestly just going to choose a tiger claw because defense mechanism is just like SWAT. And tiger's my favorite animal, so I read that with a single swat, a tiger can basically decapitate a person. So that's all you need. Just like, so you could bitch slap somebody and their head comes off. I think that's
right.
Yeah.
That's extreme.
Yeah.
Is flying a defense mechanism? Can I just fly away?
Yeah. Why not? So an albatross?
I would just go with that just so then I can fly when I don't have like run away from something. I don't know.
That's a good one. Flight.
Or skunk spray. How about skunk spray?
Oh my God, that's brilliant.
That's already built in.
Hey,
I just have to
fuck you. You're gonna
change my diet.
You're gonna smell awful for the next month, unless you take a bath in tomato soup, or whatever. I like it. Scott, what you got?
I like the flying. I like the tiger decapitation. I think that's pretty awesome. Can I go with like the poisonous stingy animals that can paralyze things with like one sting? I like that.
So, like, what are you going with? Are you going with a wasp, a scorpion?
Oh fuck no! I'm going with some kind of crazy Australian like snake or jellyfish or snail or whatever the hell it is.
A snail?
A stinging snail.
Yeah. No, seriously. I believe it's a snail.
I have to look that up.
Dude, the wife and I were watching Australia's Deadliest Animals on Netflix one time, and
It wasn't the kangaroo?
no, absolutely not. There are things far more terrifying in Australia than the kangaroo, and I think Log could probably tell us that. so there's like this crazy snail that hangs out. Well, there's a snail that basically has this venom that or stinger that if you step on it, the venom can kill you in like 7 minutes or something like that.
Mm.
And you're like, okay, so this thing like hangs out away from humans, right, out of the way and stuff. No, it hangs out in the shallow sands of various beaches, and it feels like you step on on glass, not like a snail sting or something. So you could just be like,
Oh,
some
shit.
dick left some like sea glass, and then 7 minutes later you're dead.
7
man.
minutes. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
it's I forget the name of it, but it was like some crazy. It was like blue and had some insane like beautiful colors on it.
Jesus
We're like, man,
Christ.
that's beautiful. I'll bet you it's very deadly. And sure enough, they talked about it. So that's the defense mechanism I would choose.
Honorable mention to the brown recluse spider, who,
Oh, God,
if
that's
it
nightmare
bites
fuel.
you, yeah, like if it bites you on the arm and you don't get help immediately, that arm's probably gonna fall off.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. And then
In
you don't,
nursing school, we only study like 2 insect bites, and brown recluse spider is one of them.
yep, you don't have those out where you're at, right? You have to deal with black widows, but here in the Midwest,
Yeah.
we totally have brown recluse, and I'm pretty sure there's one living in my trash can, outside the outside trash can, and so I'm like petrified every time every Wednesday when I put the trash on the curb. I'm like, this thing better not fucking bite me because I think it's a brown recluse.
Anyway,
Anyway,
just bring a blowtorch with you.
I was
Blowtorch?
just gonna say, fire,
Torch that
Steve.
shit,
yeah,
man.
why not?
You're a human. You can use tools. Use the tool that creates fire to
We
murder the
have
spider.
tools.
I don't know. Anyway, next question. Narnar Binks wants to know, what soundtrack heavy movies would you think have shaped or altered your current music tastes, if any? Mine would be, or one of mine would be, MXP, Most Extreme Primate. It's about a snowboarding chimp. They played a lot of Dynamite Boy, and I was hooked. And to give you guys a little bit more time, I'm going to go with Surf Ninjas, in which Baba Ram is the like biggest song in there, and I fucking love the Beach Boys, mostly because of that movie. So that would be mine, Surf Ninjas. And
Interesting.
still love the Beach Boys, and I love anything poppy. I like it.
Mine would be Crossroads, not the one with Britney Spears, the one with Ralph Macchio,
That's a
Where he's like-
surprise. Coming from you.
where he's like traveling and he has to like fight the devil, and he's like a guitarist.
Hmm.
Have you guys ever heard that movie?
I have
He just
not.
like battles these, like he sells his soul basically to the devil to play guitar, and in the end he ends up like having a guitar off, and the devil's Steve Vai, and then he just goes off, dude, and it's like the southern rock, just it's amazing. You
So
guys should try. Just
it's basically the devil went down a Georgia scenario, but with guitars.
It's,
Yeah.
it's Tenacious D tribute the music video as a
I like
full length movie.
if you don't watch the whole movie, just watch the final battle. I'll post a link on it in your guys' Discord. But dude, it's phenomenal. Like
Well-
what they do on the guitar, I'm like, holy shit, that's amazing.
Well, how did that affect your music tastes? Do you think?
It really got me into like at the time it was like that rock sound. So I really got into like the hair metal and stuff in the 80s because I was like junior high. So that was my thing. That's always been my thing, is that, and then that kind of just branched off into everything else.
Nice.
Yeah.
Scott, are you gonna pick MXC Punk or something?
SLC Punk? No,
Yeah.
I mean, I was already into rock when I saw that movie. That's kind of why I saw that movie. And pretty young the first time I saw it, so there's a bunch of shit I didn't understand until later. I would have to say, I mean, we keep coming back to this. It should be a podcast meme at this point, but like, it wasn't so much a movie as it was like a couple games. I think Tony Hawk's Pro Skater was one of them, and then the other one. It was a bike game. I think it was Dave Mirra's BMX.
Oh
game or
man,
something like
that soundtrack
where
from
they-
Tony Hawk was so dope, dude.
There were
It
some
was.
really
God.
good ones,
It
yeah,
was.
and it was like, I mean, that had everything for me. You know, like it had the Ramones, it had Motorhead.
So
the
you're gonna
Dave
go
Mirra
with
game had Swingin' Utters in it, which fucking like I had been told I should listen to. It. Like okay, and it's one of those things you never get around to. And then was playing that game and Stupid Lullabies came on. I'm like, this is fucking awesome. Who is this? And it turns out it was the Swingin' Utters. So,
So you're going with SLC Punk then?
no, SLC Punk's got a lot of like Dead Kennedys and The Exploited and stuff. It's weird, like with like, I think it's because I've gotten older now. A lot of my tastes have turned more to like hardcore. So it's like, you know, if I'm looking at like the typical punk rock stuff, it's like Black Flag, Minor Threat, the Circle Jerks, and even that's been to like a lesser extent as I've gotten older. Like I'm into like more northeast, like New York and Boston hardcore a lot. Slapshot. Trying to think who else from the 80s and like 90s. Sick of It All, Agnostic Front, Blood for Blood is a huge one. Like those are all my like 90s hardcore bands. Like I'm not, you know, I like the melodic stuff, which is why, like I said, you know, like those games like Tony Hawk and the Dave Mirra BMX game, they had some really good like melodic, like rock and roll influence punk rock, which really I liked it a lot, because like other than that I just listen to angry fucking hardcore.
I will say as of in like an hour, if this question were to be asked to people who are young currently, I would hope that they would say Bohemian Rhapsody was a movie that influenced their music tastes, because everyone needs to listen to Queen. And,
You would hope so.
And
You know,
I'm really
I gotta-
excited about that. I want to see that movie so bad. I heard from some people that got like early access views of that it is phenomenal. And a lot of the music is actually just straight up Queen songs
Right.
that are lip synced. He's not actually singing. And
Yeah,
the
'cause
last
you can't beat Freddie Mercury. It's just,
exactly.
No, cannot be covered. Can't be
That's-
duplicated.
you know, that's one thing I gotta say is like, I remember when I was younger, like I'd spend a lot of time in the car with my parents driving around, and you know, my dad somewhat liked okay music. The rest of it was kind of trashy disco nonsense. It's awful, but my mom was always like big into classic rock. She liked Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Queen, Rolling Stones. So like stuff like that, it's something that I've always kind of like had an appreciation for, just growing up with.
Mm-hmm.
And Queen was always one of those bands that people like, they only knew like Bohemian Rhapsody, We're the Champions, Rocky. That's it.
And those
you know,
people need to listen to Metal,
Dude,
the most unappreciated Queen album in existence, and it's fucking dope. I've said it before on this podcast. Metal, Meddle, is amazing. Try it out. So good. So good.
Yeah, it's one of those bands that like, I want to say my mom had the like double disc anthology that had like all of their songs on it. I don't even know. I just remember there's times we do it, and it's like, you know, Beach Boys too. That was another one that we listened to in the car, and it was just like such a good like rock and roll soundtrack. Like I don't know how you top that.
Yeah. For sure. Gorilla Golf wants to know, what is something that used to be done while you were a kid and no longer do that you now miss? Mine was going to Blockbuster and Hollywood Video on Friday nights. I'm just going to jump right in right now and be like, going to the skate park. Ben and I used to go to the skate park. The Akron Park is fucking amazing. And we would go after school almost every day when I was in high school. And it was a lot of fun. It was a good time. Good time. So that's it. That's mine. Going to the skate park.
Are we doing this right now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're doing this.
I'd say the same thing. I'm actually, after talking to one of my friends, who is getting back into skating now at a much later age, and it's one of those things that I missed, and Steve and I talked about this a little bit in pre-show. I was actually a rollerblader, so
Me too.
first off, preemptive fuck off to anyone who uses homophobic slurs towards anyone in general, but especially at rollerbladers, because that's just fucking stupid. You're
for
bringing
you.
hate. You're bringing hate into something that doesn't need to be. So get out of here with that shit.
Yep.
The other thing was like I had a couple guys that I used to skate with who were also rollerbladers, and they were good. They were the kids throwing misty flips on boxes and stuff. I miss going to the skate park, and so like I was talking about this, and Wednesdays I'm usually Wednesday's my first day off because I work a weird compressed overnight work schedule already, and it's one of those things where I was like, oh man, maybe I can go to one of there's like 2 indoor skate parks within 100 maybe 100 mile radius of where I am now, but where I grew up. So I started looking for skate parks, and I'm thinking, maybe I'll go do a session or something like that, get back in the swing of it. They're both gone. Both indoor parks closed down, which is very sad. And so there's a bunch of like outdoor public parks that are pretty cool.
Akron Park's outdoor. It's amazing.
Yeah, and there's actually, to the credit of the municipality around here, one very close to where I grew up, and the other being a place where we would frequently go on vacation. And my brother and I would always. My brother was a skateboarder. I was a rollerblader. We had other guys. It was pretty. We had a pretty small, decent sized group, but it was mixed. It was all skateboarders and rollerbladers. Didn't really know too many guys, but we would go out and we'd go to different street spots and whatever, and we'd get tossed out by the cops. Because they're like, oh, you're skating this ledge, you're gonna fall. And so it's like, dude, fuck off. I'm trying to like hang out and not get into trouble over stuff, and you're hassling me over this. So yeah, we ended up just going to parks and stuff. They have some really cool parks now. Like they're full concrete. There's nice handrails and coping and stuff, and it's like way more awesome than anything I've ever had when I was younger. But it's just like all the indoor parks are closed. It's starting to get cold, and I'm like, man, I wish
Yeah.
I wish I could go to the park. So I'm thinking about picking it back up though.
Dude, if you do it, I might have to do it as well and get some rollerblades. But Jay,
It's
What's
go for it, man.
what do you got?
I was gonna say something really similar. I was gonna give you a generic answer and just be like, play outside and till the fucking streetlights turn on, that kind of thing. But
Yeah. Hide and seek.
yeah, I mean, I used to skate when I was younger, and I'm a lot older than you guys, so we didn't have skate parks when I was little, so we had to like go right around looking for spots. So
Oh,
like
yeah.
there was like there was like the bank that had the asphalt that banked all the way up, like
Yep.
behind the grocery store or whatever, or there was like a loading dock that you could wax and you could just grind on that thing. Like that's
Yep.
man, that's all we used to do. Like that was so much fun. We had to build our own ramps because there was no fucking ramps. Like we just
Yep.
like every 2 weeks we would build a new launch ramp that was bigger than the last one, and we'd just be like, okay, see what we can do
Dude,
to
I
kill
feel
ourselves
like-
on this one.
I feel like we talked about that last week. I had, or maybe I forget who I was talking to about it, but we built this giant ass launch ramp. Like, the neighborhood where I grew up was basically like a big square, and it was between 2 main thoroughfares. So, like, you had 5 or 6 streets in this big square perimeter that would cross over, and there were like little streets off that. And one of the streets behind my house, like, was this cul-de-sac. And we had a friend that one of the cross streets in our neighborhood ran through the cul-de-sac, but there's a street that crossed it. So it's like basically a T intersection. Cul-de-sac was uphill. So what we built this giant launch ramp, and it was probably one of the safer ones built, because the other ones we just found and hammered together with nails, and they would flex and flip over as we hit them and stuff, and we'd get wicked launch off, and we'd all almost die. And so what we used to do is we'd put the launch ramp on one side of the intersection, and then we'd have either another ramp or somebody like standing on the other side, and we'd basically come hauling ass in down the hill from the cul-de-sac and hit the ramp and jump the intersection.
Oh my god, dude.
We almost died so many times.
Oh,
It was great.
Oh my god. Gorilla Golf also wants to know if you could go back in history and watch one event happen, what event would it be? Mine would be to go back and watch Kirk Gibson's home run in person.
I
Does-
gotta ask for clarification on this question. Are we only allowed to watch, or can we do something to change? Because that opens
gonna
a
say-
whole.
Watch, just watch.
Let's keep it safe.
Yeah, yeah.
Just say it to watch.
Dude, there's so many things. I'm like, can we?
Yeah, there's so many.
I'm gonna go with. All right, we're gonna take it back. It's gonna be 2016. The Cavs and the Golden State Warriors.
Take it back.
All right.
It's 2016.
Basically, I want to watch the Cavs win the championship from the queue instead of from my buddy's place in Las Vegas. And I want to be there. It's like when that happened, dude, that was like one of the most emotional times in my life. And like I had some good friends. I had just gotten divorced, and my team, like basketball is my favorite, won the NBA championship, and it was the first Cleveland victory in like over like almost 100 years basically. And I was so stoked. I cried. I immediately ordered my hat and shirt. And I want to be in Cleveland and witness this in Cleveland and be with my brethren for this historic event. And it doesn't have to be sports, but what do you guys got? What historic event do you want to see?
Jay, you take it.
Oh God, man, I'm so stumped right now. Like I'm trying to think of something that's not sports related.
I know. I'm like.
It can be sports related. Have the Astros
Yeah, but
ever
I'm
won the
like
World
trying to
Series?
branch out. Yeah, that was pretty awesome, but it's too recent. Like I'm trying to think of something like the world changing, you know,
Yeah.
like
How do
something
you-
more important than Tony Hawk hitting the 900 for the first time in the X.
How do you feel about the Astros being accused and basically confirmed as fucking cheaters?
Eh. It's like everyone does it. They just got caught. Whatever.
It's like, why is this dude taking pictures of the Indians dugout? Fuck off.
Yeah, I don't get all worked up about that stuff. It's like whatever. God, I don't know, man. Like I'm trying to think of like Woodstock or some shit, but I don't know, man. I have a
Woodstock
feeling-
would be fucking dope. That's a good one.
I have a feeling though, like those kind of things like that, or the shootout at the OK Corral.
Oh, that's a good one.
I have a feeling like those things weren't as big a deal as they were taught to us in history class when we were little.
What you mean?
know
You
what I
mean
mean?
wanton violence in the Wild West was not a big deal? Who would have?
Like, I
at
mean-
the time, who would have ever thought about that?
Have you guys ever seen the OK Corral?
No.
It's like the size of like 2 parking spots in a
Yeah.
parking lot. It's like it's so tiny, dude. Like it's
I
just
think
like,
I read that somewhere.
yeah, it's like literally like 4 people shot at each other, and you know, because back then there was like nothing else to report, and that's what happened to be like written down, so they became history. You know, it's like
Before
the
people
weirdest
got
thing.
shot in Albany, I think last week.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like I think that's what it is. And I think I have a feeling like Woodstock was like romanticized like that too. Like I don't think it was like this life-changing thing, you know? Like I don't think it changed the world.
Except it was, if you like listen to or read any like historic events, like the amount of rain that they got and the way that whole event turned out, and like Jimi Hendrix being late and fucking killing it, like supposedly the best Jimi Hendrix set ever at Woodstock. You know, the Grateful Dead were there. Woodstock was fucking dope. I wish I could have totally gone. And Woodstock 2000 was total shit comparatively. From everyone that I've met a couple people that went to Woodstock 2000, and they were like, I don't even know why they called this Woodstock. It was not that cool.
I wasn't. Like, if I remember correctly, there was a bunch of like fucking new metal bands that played.
Yeah. It was not like original Woodstock was just an accidental. It was completely accidental and just completely amazing at the same time.
And it wasn't like commercialized, you know? Some people
No,
weren't expected
not
to
at
be
all.
paid or whatever, right? Like,
Super underground. Yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
people didn't expect to be paid. I think the Grateful Dead had to wait a couple hours to be able to go on stage because just like the rain and like nonsense and like everyone was fucking covered in mud. It's like some random farm in New York, right?
Yeah, it was Socrates, I believe.
Yeah.
That area. If we can say any time in history,
Yeah.
that implies the future as well. And so I would travel forward to be in San Jose when the Sharks win their first Stanley Cup.
Oh my god. The future, I'm pretty sure history exclusively removes the future from possibility.
Did he say history or was it time? Or was it time? I don't remember.
If you
it's
could
time
go
or-
back in history.
back in history, okay, so we can't do that. So then I would probably go see the Ramones. Well, it's a toss-up. I'd either go see the Ramones, the last show the Ramones played in 1996, or I think it was actually in Los Angeles. It might be.
I don't know. Shout out to me being in line at a Circle K behind Marky Ramone buying $100 worth of porno mags. That was
That's
fucking
awesome.
fantastic.
That's awesome. I would totally the last Ramones show. And if not that, then probably I don't know. Maybe go back and see the 2004 Warped Tour anniversary again because that was pretty awesome.
Nice. Well,
I was in Boston for that. That ruled.
Laz wants to know, if you could name a Wild West gang, what would you name it? What would be your gang name? I didn't pre-think about this one, and this is a tough question. Because I want to give out a pun, but I'm on the spot right now because I haven't been thinking about this the whole time.
Yeah, I wish I had read this beforehand. So I could have thought about it. Oh God.
We're just gonna go with Surf Ninjas. I'm gonna name my Wild West gang the Surf Ninjas. Because why not?
I don't know.
Does it have to be period correct? Because I don't think they
No,
were
you're
surfing
good.
back in the Wild West.
I don't give a fuck.
Steve's gonna use his time machine to go forward.
It's
to
the
when he
name of-
invented surfing, and then
They're gonna be
travel
like,
back
"What
to-
the fuck does that mean?" I'm like,
Wild
"I don't know. It
West.
sounds cool. Surf Ninjas." I'm gonna surf ninja and then shoot you in the face in a duel. After beating you in Texas Hold'em. I don't know. It's a tough one.
I don't know. Jesus.
I would want to name a Wild West gang something like the gangs out of the gangs in New York. Those
Yeah.
they had some good gang names in that.
You're not gonna go with the Jeep Wranglers?
No, too easy.
The sloppy posse.
Sloppy Posse.
Sloppy posse. That's
I'm pretty sure that was every Wild West gang.
the chaperones.
Yeah, pretty much.
Chaperones.
We all carried the lever action shotguns.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
You got anything, Jay?
Yeah, it says sloppy posses. That's as good as
Oh.
it's gonna get right now.
That's a good one.
All right. Final question goes to Average Joe. If you could redesign an existing piece of Destiny armor to boost the subclass of your Guardian, what would that piece of armor be? And what would it boost to make it both more fun and competitive? Bonus points if it boosts a subclass that is rarely used in the Crucible. I'm just going to go with Ursa Furiosa.
That's the answer for everything now.
And what I could do to make it better is nothing. It's fucking great. It makes the mid-tree Sentinel viable in PvP, and it's broken. I'm not gonna lie. It's fucking broken. So good. So good. What do you got, Scott? How are you going to make, what Sunbreaker armor are you going to make better?
Well, there's only like 2 or 3 in the game, and I don't admittedly use any of them right now because
What's
I can't
that?
take off my armamentarium.
What's that, the Sunbreaker chest piece called?
Yeah, that's the one I was actually thinking of. The Hollow Fire Heart.
Yeah. How would you make that better? What would make that want you to use it above every other exotic?
Well, let's see. I want to make sure I get the perks right on this. It's been so long since I even thought about it.
That's the one that makes
It's Simmering Flames, but in a chest piece, I believe.
so like your neutral game is better when you have your super but don't use it, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Isn't that the one that pukes out orbs when you're throwing hammers?
No, we've talked about this one before on the show, and I believe I gotta look at my vault because I haven't touched this one in months. Exotic perk. Sunfire Furnace improves the recharge rate of your solar abilities. Greatly improves recharge rate of your charge. So it's basically Simmering Flames from D1. I would. What would I do with so much? I would probably make it so you get 2 grenades automatically. The grenades would be the flame version of. You know what? It would take the incendiary grenade and turn it into the flame version, solar version of the Striker Titan pulse nades. The perk would be it would boost hammer damage and length of super by 50%. Because why not? I want Sunbreakers to be feared like they were in their introduction in the Crucible in D1. I want that broken ass Sunbreaker back because I thought it was and it gives you an overshield while you're throwing hammer. So people think their Well of Radiance is going to stop me. No, it's not. So yeah, I would have it change. I would have it change your incendiary grenades to like a flame turret grenade. It would boost hammer damage and length by like 50%, and it would also give you an overshield.
All right. Awesome. Jay.
I realize how broken that is. I don't care.
All right. What do you got? What are you going to run?
So I'd normally run Striker Titan. And I think the Ursa Furiosa for that would be pretty handy.
Oh,
So let's say, because I have multiple slams now, right? So as long as I'm running and you guys are shooting, then it just keeps powering the super up.
oh my god.
So the only counter to it is basically to just run the hell away.
So
But if
would
you're
you
if
just
you're
want
standing
like?
there and you're shooting at me, I'm just gonna keep slamming.
So would you want? So
You gotta call
as
it like
you're getting shot
a
in your
battery
super,
charge or something, some like
it
charged
ex-
Yeah,
battery,
yeah, something like that, right? Yeah.
like
it
fucking
extends your
joke.
super. So getting shot by enemies.
As long as I'm taking damage, yeah, I'm gonna be. It's just gonna keep powering my super back up. So as long
Really?
as
You don't
shooting-
want an
keep going.
overshield that does that too? Because you can get an overshield that does that too. You can do whatever you want, Jay.
You know, say I don't want to go too much because then they're gonna nerf it.
I mean, that would be viable, honestly, because like you could still die, you know.
Yeah. It's
So,
not
like, you gotta
mine. Mine would
balance-
never see the light of day.
You gotta
Yeah, it's
balance.
It's still a sink or swim mechanic. You're just like, okay, am I gonna keep running at these guys and taking damage, but my super's still gonna go, or, you know, am I just gonna start slamming the other guy because he's not shooting at me right now?
You know, it'd be a nice perk on that one as like an intrinsic mod perk. It turns your shotgun into Year 1 Fellwinter's Lie with shot package.
Oof,
So you can snipe as well.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So you can just shoot while you're in super.
Yeah.
Oh my
yeah.
God.
Exactly. You don't even have to aim. You just shoot.
All right. Well,
Yeah,
That guy
100
across the
aims
map,
this.
fuck him. Bang.
I think that's
Good,
going to be
super
the
whole
end of
team.
the show as we're getting a little ridiculous. Jay, if people want to find you on the internet, where can they find you?
Let's see. If you want to find me personally, for whatever reason, I'm AKA Gear Dad pretty much everywhere. I'm gonna try to start streaming again. I got Red
Ooh.
Dead for
Ooh.
PS4, so I think I'm gonna start streaming that.
How long was that download?
120 minutes.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I was expecting it to be like, oh shit, I'll wake up, play it maybe.
I'll just say Narwolf bought it digitally on PS4, and his download was 36 hours.
How long?
36 hours.
Oh my god, dude.
Holy hell.
That's oh my god.
Yep.
But then I also do a couple of shows. There's Antimatter Podcast. You can find us on Twitter, Antimatter Podcast. And then there's also Gamerscore Radio, which comes out on the same feed, and that's the same Twitter also, Gamerscore Radio.
Nice.
That's it.
Oh yeah. Scott, what you got?
You can find me at Slapshot Scott. The O's are zeros on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. Not always streaming because Destiny runs like poop when I do. So hit me up there. Get in the Discord, obviously. barelyads.com. And of course, shout out to my clan, IAP, everybody in the Bads community. Thanks for coming, hanging out, and playing this silly ass space cartoon game we all play.
Oh yeah. If you want to find me, I'm at Xanafan711 everywhere. You can find me at Planet Destiny on Monday nights. You can find this show at Barely AS on Twitter, barelyas.com. And be the light you want to see in others, everybody. By the way, the band of the week was
Every Elsewhere.
Ever Elsewhere. Everelsewhere.bandcamp.com. And you're listening to them right now. Peace out, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
All right, let's clap again.
All right.
All right. In 3, 2, 1. Dope. I gotta pee so bad.
Cool. I know, so do I. Dude, I'm dying.
We're gonna raid somebody in a second. I gotta pee though.
I'll be back.
All right. Chat, make sure you stick around. Steve's going to be back in just a minute. We're going to rate buddy. Thanks for hanging out for the live show. Pretty cool. We appreciate you guys coming out and hanging. I do keep hoping that one of these days Discord will update their program, and maybe, just maybe, my camera will work. Let's see, who's on? Who do you guys, if you're still listening here?
Oh yeah, I'm
There
back.
he is. He's back.
I had to pee so bad. All right, who are we gonna raid? Let's see. We're gonna raid Gunbait. Go say hi to Gunbait.
playing that
Give him
Red
all
Dead.
of our love. He's playing Red Dead. It's
I
gonna
can
be-
stop recording, right?
Yeah. Shit, what the fuck?